WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I'm in Ireland. I have here Cadenhead single cask. Single Malt Irish Whiskey distilled at an Irish distillery. Very mysterious, aged 12 years. 47.3%. My only problem is, it says here on the bottle, cask strength. 12-year-old Irish whiskey, 47.3% cask strength. Well, I did a little bit of research. So, whiskey base number 116544. This was distilled in 2006, bottled 2018 for the Cadenheads of Belgium, interesting enough. This is Flanders' finest cask selection. Over here in Germany, I paid 75 euros for this. That's about $85, almost $90. And what was very, very interesting is this cask produced 324 bottles of 0.7 liters. So 324 times 0.7 is 226.8 liters. No problem, right? Well, a hogshead is generally 250 liters. So you're telling me that this single cask Cadenhead has a cask strength of 47.5%, and yet from a 250 liter barrel, it only lost 24 liters, 10% of its entire volume, even though it lost 15% of its strength? I have a problem with this. Now, there is a slight possibility of what they do in the cognac world. What they did is, and what they do, for example, Iron Root does it also in Texas, is as soon as water or as soon as liquid is gone from the cask, they refill the cask with water. And so every year, every of the 12 years, they keep on putting water in it, and they could, of course, diluted it down to 47.2% by filling up that missing part of the angel share and still call it cask strength. I don't think so. I have never heard of anyone doing that in Ireland. Hey, I might learn something new, who knows? But I just don't get how they got 324 bottles of cask strength 12-year-old Irish whiskey from a 250 liter cask. That just boggles my mind. So, anyone out there in Cadenhead, anyone out there that is an Irish whiskey expert, could they please describe and explain this conundrum for me, why I don't understand why the Flanders' finest cask selection from Cadenheads for Belgium has such a weird math problem for me. All right, so this is Cooley. I think. Now, let's first of all nose it. It might be Bushmills. I recently learned that Bushmills did do double distillation sometimes, especially around that area around 2006, so maybe it is. I'm going to compare it, and I'm going to compare it with a 12-year-old Irish whiskey from the Quiet Man. This is 74 euros. This is 64 euros over here in Germany. It's not fair, I know, because this has a sherry cask finish for a good reason. Because those casks back then from Cooley, those ex-bourbon casks they used were not the best in the world for something that was in the bottle for, or in the barrel for 12 some years. All right, so even the color is a little bit different here. Also here, the question, Michael Morris left the Quiet Man. What's going to happen to the distillery? All the plans have been canceled for building, according to my last knowledge, which would be around, this is now the summer of 2019. That was around the beginning of the year, January 2019. Haven't heard anything from the Quiet Man since. There's been one or two releases on the German market since, but no news of any continuation. We'll see. Okay, Cadenheads. That's the reason we're here. An Irish. 12 years old. It could be Bushmills. I'm sorry. It could be the brother and sister here. We'll see. I've done my Irish whiskey video already and in German, so I know what I'm expecting here. It says on the back, 2006 distilled, 2018 bottled, age 12 years, strength 47.5% cask, 1x bourbon hogshead, and 324 bottles. So, yes, this is selected by and bottled for Flanders Finest Cask Selection, semicolon, the Single Malt Whiskey Shop, Zammel, Huis Windels, and the Clan McCurve Whiskey Club in Bettekom. Those are all places in Belgium. How and why one of those casks, one of these bottlings just for Belgium made it all the way up to northern Germany, I will never understand the system sometimes. Alright, so the nose is a lot of green apple, young crab apples, not yet ripe enough, a little bit of a nice little vanilla touch, a little bit of a barrel char is in there, a little bit of that maltiness is there. It's not a bad whiskey. My only problem is I've had so many of these whiskeys that are almost the same. Over here. Oh, that sherry, Orlolozo, ruby port, not ruby port, those red fruits just actually come through. A good cranberry, a nice little bit of a raspberry in there. Very, very nice. Okay, let's try it. 47.5% according to the bottle cask strength. I think that's our problem. It's got a lot of pepper in there. Yeah. The finish. I think it actually is Bushmills. It tastes a little bit different than the normal Cooley. I did a review about this bottle already. This is Berry Brothers and Rudd, and this is a 10-year-old Cooley whiskey, they said themselves. This is creamier. This is has a lot more of the creaminess in there. Interesting enough, who knows? The Quiet Man, also up in Northern Ireland, so the chances of them getting their casks from the Bushmills distillery is much, much higher. Not necessarily so, but who knows? I like this whiskey much more. 46%. 47.5%. What this does is it masks some of that aftertaste. So the whiskey's still there, that cask is still there, and instead of going down like this does, it actually continues and even goes up a little bit because of that nice, strong Oloroso cask finish here. If you really listen to your taste buds, you can see that in the bottom is trying to pull it down, but it actually keeps it at a certain level. Very, very well done. One of the best, if not the best, Quiet Man I've had from them in their entirety so far. I think it's been like 8 or 10 bottles I've had. So, got back to the Cadenheads. William Cadenhead. I like the packaging. William Cadenhead bottling. Very simple, very nicely done. Of course, you have the symbol at the top and so on. The bottles are very, very well crafted, especially you have these little indents here where the fingers just go, and it's just perfect to pour. Almost balanced bottle, not too much glass at the bottom. It fits perfectly in your hand. I really enjoy, and Cadenhead's is almost always a guarantee for quality. Good stuff. Now, what they cannot, of course, influence, I'm going to say, is when a club comes and say, hey, we want buy a barrel through you, and they pick the barrel, and the Cadenhead was like, people, we wouldn't have bought that, but this is for us, and so this is especially a bottling just for Belgium, and therefore it's a store pick, if you'd like, in the States. And Cadenhead goes, okay, whatever you want, you get. And that's what this is. A little bit of water, see what happens there. Taking it down to about 42%. Mm-hmm. No. It's sweeter at the beginning. There's a lot more vanilla. A little bit of the maltiness comes through. Then the alcohol kicks in still a little bit, and towards the end there's an old, tired cask moment. A little bit of a mustiness. It's not mold, it's mustiness. Yeah, tired. Basement type of mustiness in those casks that just finds itself in the barrel, and that's just a shame. Over here, it just covers it up with that nice, fresh, new Orolozo cask finish, and it just makes for a fine, fine, fine whiskey. So, WhiskyJason here. First of all, I say hi to Belgium. Flanders' finest cask selection. I hope you have other bottles and other casks you've picked. Second of all, if anyone can help me with my problem with the math with the 324 bottles out of a 250-liter cask at cask strength, 47.5%, that would help me enough. Or is it just a mistake in the bottle? The word cask strength should not be here. Then I'm happy as well, but it's there, and therefore it's cask strength. The label, as here, Emma, always our nice little friend here, it tells us it's a promise. This is a contract with the customer, right? Yeah. My evaluation, C- for the whiskey, and that's almost generous. It's a C-, value for money, D. So sorry. My question of the day is, I know my answer right away. What is your favorite 12-year-old Irish whiskey? Redbreast. Oh, Redbreast cask strength. Haha. I mean, it's just that easy, isn't it? Can you please tell me a better whiskey than the Redbreast cask strength, and I might just buy you a drink. All right? So a better Irish whiskey than the Redbreast cask strength 12-year-old. What 12-year-old Irish whiskey is better than that? I don't know. All right, thank you very much for watching. My videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please contact me at whiskyjason@gmail.com if you'd like to have any recommendations or criticisms. Please write anything down also in the comments here. I thank you very much. See you soon. WhiskyJason here. Bye-bye.